So all these things are very much encouraging. In our Krishna consciousness movement, the first qualification required by the devotees is enthusiasm. Then work it out patiently and with conviction that it will surely be done. But at the same time, we must be very, very strict in following the regulative principles and completing the 16 rounds chanting. Our dealings should be very clear with others, and we must always keep company with devotees. Please do not hesitate to write me at least once fortnightly so that I may be kept informed of the activities. Upendra said that the Australian public does a great deal of reading and there is good chance for selling our magazines and books. Immediately after publication in LA, they are selling each Upanishad up to 40 copies per day, perhaps because it is only paperback. Henceforth, we shall issue many such books with pictures on the cover. Upendra has seen it, and if you like, send orders to Brahmananda immediately for dispatch from Boston. You are doing so much for fulfilling the desire of my spiritual master, so you are indirectly the representative of my Guru Maharaj. He has been helping me in this matter by sending so many young boys and girls. Otherwise, who would help me in this mission while I came here empty-handed and without any friend? I can only pray to Krishna to take care of you. Otherwise, I cannot repay your sincere service in my mission. Please offer my blessings to Upendra, and I am awaiting to hear from you again. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. This Bali Mardan Prabhu, some of you might have seen Bali Mardan Prabhu, Prabhupada's very dear disciple. He stayed in Ujjain. He came to Ujjain some time back, I think. Even for, yeah, he was there in Ujjain for Nityanand Trayodasi or something. Sometime he stayed. And Srila Prabhupada wrote so many letters to Bali Mardan Prabhu. In one of the letters, Prabhupada writes about Bali Mardan that Bali Mardan is one of the most enthusiastic devotee in our movement. He has done a lot of service actually. Many places Prabhupada sent him for starting the preaching. Here, this letter is regarding Australia. He and Upendra Prabhu went to Australia for preaching, starting the center there. And also, Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing in this letter. I can just share that part. In this part, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning about behavior of the devotee. Because by good sadhana, we can clear the material desires. But if we don't have the good behavior, then we will not be able to clear the offenses. So we need to work on material desires also, and we need to work on offenses also. By good sadhana, material desires are destroyed. And by good behavior, offenses are destroyed. So Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing about the behavior part here. He took up very seriously my desires, volunteered to take up the responsibility, and these things are very encouraging. You see, here also Prabhupada is writing about enthusiasm. Balimadan Prabhu was some of the disciples Prabhupada gave the name, like Prabhupada gave the name Kitchen Anand. Kirtananand Swami Maharaj, Prabhupada gave the name Kitchen Anand because he was very nice cook. So Prabhupada used to say that he likes very much to be in kitchen all the time. So Prabhupada gave him the name Kitchen Anand. The other day we discussed about Garg Muni Prabhu. He was so nice in fundraising that Prabhupada told that his name is Garg Mani. He attracts the money nicely. Another disciple was Tripurari Swami. He was very good in book distribution. So Prabhupada gave him the name. He is the incarnation of book distribution, like that Prabhupada told about him. He is the incarnation of book distribution, like that. So Balimadan Prabhupada used to like his enthusiasm very much. We should be enthusiastic and we must be very strict in following the regulatory principles and completing the chanting round, 16 rounds. And dealing should be very clear. And we should always be in the association of devotees. Then Prabhupada is demanding the accountability, what you are doing. Sometimes if nobody asks, then We just think that life is going on cozy life. But Prabhupada is asking that once in 15 days you write. Maharaj was telling in 3 days back about this, that when you need to write to your spiritual master or your senior, then you cannot write that, okay, I am sleeping, I am eating this thing, this thing was the sabji. Maharaj told this thing na 2 3 days back. Then you have to do something. If you want to report, then you have to do. Because we don't report, that's why we don't do. Even for filling sadhana card, when we are not able to get up, we don't send the sadhana card. I also have the experience. When I was not able to get up properly, I was not sending the sadhana card. So if we are accountable to someone, automatically we have to do something. That's what Prabhupada is expecting here. Because if somebody writes the letter fortnightly, then he has to have that much content to write in the letter in fortnightly basis. So if you all were in the last letters also, can you tell which devotee Prabhupada told to write weekly? Here he is telling fortnightly. There was one disciple in one of the letter, Prabhupada was telling him to write weekly. Prabhupada was telling that you should write me weekly, on a weekly basis. Yes, Akshay Govind Prabhu?
His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj.
Yeah, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj. In that letter, Prabhupada writes that he should write weekly. That means he was expecting that he should work hard so much that he have the content to write weekly. Here he is writing about fortnightly. So okay, then we can go for the next letter. Here Prabhupada is showing the gratitude that all his disciples are the representative of his spiritual master. Otherwise, in the old age, who will come to help me in the mission? I came here empty-handed and without any friend. So this is the nature of gratitude. The more we are kritagya, the more we will be empowered. Kritagyata is the anchor which bind together humility, tolerance. All these qualities are anchored around gratitude. If you don't have gratitude, then these qualities also will not manifest. Okay, so we can go for the next letter. This is also the famous disciple, Giriraj Swami Maharaj. Letter to Giriraj, Los Angeles, 7 April 1970. My dear Giriraj, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated 25th March 1970, recommending Michael to be initiated. I have duly initiated him, and his beads chanted by me are returned herewith. His initiated name is Madhava Nanda Das. I am very pleased to note that you are feeling everything is going on nicely in Boston. That you are feeling everything is going on nicely in Boston due to the nice devotees. You are also a very nice devotee. So together work to make Boston Center even nicer for the satisfaction of the Lord. I have received your beads also, and I am returning them to you duly chanted. Now please increase your enthusiasm for pushing on this Krishna consciousness movement, and Krishna will inspire you with all intelligence for serving him as much as you engage yourself with sincerity and devotion. Therefore, to keep advancing in your spiritual power, always be sure to chant at least the prescribed 16 rounds of beads daily. This is a fundamental program for advancing more and more in Krishna consciousness. So whichever place Prabhupada writes 16 rounds, he writes at least. And in 10th canto, in one of the purport, Prabhupada writes that at least I have written because so that Western devotees may not feel overburdened. So essentially 16 round was Prabhupada's concession for the Western devotees. Those who are from India, they should not take that they have to do at the most 16. This is the at least standard, not the at the most standard. We should try to chant more because we are not able to hear the mantra. Out of 16 rounds, how many mantras we are actually chanting properly, that also is not sure. Sometime Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That all half mantra has gone. So many mantras we chant like this. That's why it is better to chant some extra rounds, so that at least to 16 we are chanting that much, we will be sure. This is the fundamental program for advancing more and more in Krishna consciousness. I do not know just what has happened to your old beats, but you should keep your beats always very, very carefully. They are your direct link with Krishna. Our Japmala is our direct link with Krishna. So we should not lose the beats. Sometime when we lose the beat and go again to the spiritual master chastises also, only because of this reason. We should be very careful with our japa beats. They are our direct link with Krishna. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Okay, this is a good letter. Now we will go for next letter. Letter to Sudama, Los Angeles, 19th June 1970. My dear Sudama, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your encouraging letter dated 14th June 1970. Your proposals for extending Sankirtan party activities and distribution of literatures and organizing Tokyo Center as the headquarters for our far eastern branches of ISKCON are very encouraging. So try to substantiate these ideas. Regarding printing of Japanese BTG with Toso or Dai Nippon, that is nice. But why 10,000? Why not 1 lakh? The more you increase the number of BTGs, that is very encouraging. Sometimes back, you mentioned one Japanese lady attached to Ramakrishna Mission who was translating our literatures. So what has happened to her? It is very good news. Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji, audible.
Just a minute.
अभी आपका म्यूट हो गया प्रभु।
एक्चुअली थोड़ी पीछे से मेरे बैकग्राउंड में आवाज आ रहा था इसमें, तो मैं जस्ट वो क्लोज किया, एक विंडो से आवाज आ रहा था. It is very good news that you are getting your branch of ISKCON incorporated in Japan. That is nice. So you write to say that things are taking shape very nicely. It is all Krishna's grace. You have gone with great hope and enthusiasm. So Krishna is giving you all opportunities. So try to serve Krishna with greater enthusiasm, then you will get greater facilities. Try to serve Krishna with greater enthusiasm, then you will get greater facilities. So some of us may not have some devotees in Surat, we may not have our TP clear till now, or something might be there. But if we are working with more enthusiasm, then other facilities Krishna will arrange. Here Prabhupada is giving the idea. If some facilities are not coming, that means our enthusiasm is less. If our enthusiasm increases, then greater facilities Krishna provides. Srila Prabhupada told to some of his disciples, if what he told, in one of the meeting with the GBCs, Prabhupada mentioned that if I have 6 disciples like 6 Goswamis, I can conquer the whole world in 18 days. Like that Prabhupada told. If I have 6 disciples like 6 Goswamis, I can conquer the whole world in 18 days. So that means it depends on how much enthusiasm. Krishna is ready to give the whole world, but we should be ready to take it up. Otherwise, Krishna can give the whole world. He gave the whole world to Yudhishthir. Krishna gave the whole world to Yudhishthir. So he is ready to give the whole world to devotees, but we should be that much enthusiastic. Hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. This is also very encouraging letter. This is to Sudama Maharaj, who went to Japan at first. Prabhupada was very happy that he went to Japan. And Prabhupada is here telling that, okay, you print the book, but why 10,000 books? Why not 1 lakh books? Number of BTG magazines, yeah. Also, Prabhupada is asking about accountability. One lady was translating the literature, what happened? So this is what the seniors should expect from the juniors. Srila Prabhupada is practically demonstrating how the authority-subordinate relationship is there. It is filled with affection, gratitude, accountability, and proper engagement. These are the nature of authority and subordinate relationship. By these letters, we can understand how Prabhupada is practically dealing with the disciples. And yeah, then next Prabhupada is explaining about incorporation of ISKCON in Japan. Okay, so should we stop here? If some devotees have some questions, they can ask. It's one question came in the chat, na? For daily affairs of temple, how Srila Prabhupada used to guide to their disciples? Hare Krishna. Good question. For daily affairs of the temple, what Prabhupada used to guide? Prabhupada had two approaches for this thing. In the beginning, when the movement was very new, at that time, Prabhupada was personally also guiding because devotees were very new. But when ISKCON post 1970, we can say, whenever some temple things were coming up, if they were not so serious issue, then Prabhupada was telling that you take guidance from my senior disciples. So there are two ways in which Guru guides. Sometime when Guru has less disciples, he may give personal time. Sometime when he has more disciples, then he gives the responsibility of guiding to his senior disciples. So that is the quiet nature. Like some of the disciples of Prabhupada, they who joined in the early 1960s, they got lot of association of Prabhupada, but that same association was not available for other disciples who joined post 1973 and 74, because that time Prabhupada had thousands of disciples. So that time the more responsibility was for the leaders, Prabhupada's senior disciples. So generally the temple affairs are handled by the temple management, temple president or the temple management. So Prabhupada used to say that first you discuss with them. If then you are not happy, then you can discuss with me. That was Prabhupada's approach regarding temple matters. Okay. Any other question? Okay, so we will do then next letter. We will do tomorrow. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Gaur Premanand.